Hello and welcome to Infamous, MCP, the audio podcast. This is Brandon, or Mutilus on Discord.
This is Josh, go by Grimmelzog on Discord.
This is Zach, go by Nitro Zeus on Discord.
And we are back for episode 2 of the newish new news of newsdom, the Re Newsining.
The return of the news.
Return of the news, yeah.
Okay. So a couple things. We didn't get through the list of updates from last week, which was unfortunate. We just didn't want to rush through everything, and we also didn't want to do a 3-hour podcast. So we'll be finishing that up today. But part of what we wanted to do is I wanted to do like a capstone conversation that talks about our overall impressions of it, not individual impressions of like small, tiny changes. And we didn't get a chance to do that because we didn't get finished. And so hopefully once we finish all the stuff today, we'll have that conversation and talk about how we feel overall and not just on individual updates. And then also, since last week, there's been new news yet again of Onslaught was revealed. So after we finish up with the update, if we still have time, we'll go through Onslaught. If not, we'll do Onslaught next week. So let me find where we were. Yes. Okay. I guess starting off, we've all played at least one game since last week, if not multiple games. Did you guys change any of your individual opinions from last time? Is there any character that we either were too high on or too low on that after playing them you're like, nope, I was wrong, we need to adjust our thinking on this? Or does everybody feel like if they had an interaction directly related to something that they had given their feedback on, that it was close enough to still be relevant?
So
I can think of.
So I was obviously very excited for Magneto, and I learned pretty quickly he can still really flub dice rolls. So my excitement got tempered a bit, but I'm going to keep playing Magneto. So
okay, so would you say that because you play, one game with him or 2 games with him?
1 game with him.
1 game with Magneto. You feel that it was underwhelming after you processed his kit mentally, and then physically playing his kit, you were a little let down?
I was a little let down, but it's a problem he's always had. Anybody can mess up dice rolls.
6 dice with rerolls is good until it's not, and then it's not good at all. It's really bad, actually.
Not being able to be displaced was pretty nice. I played against Josh, so there was a couple times it was pretty key for him to not get moved. I didn't get to use the spender.
Just throwing shit around, just pushing it.
Just pushing it. Didn't get to use his spender because I feel like I was still throwing a ton. But he felt fine.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, let's just dive right into it because our goal is to be done with this stuff this week. So these aren't exactly in numerical order because it skips some, and so these are out of 230 characters. How many of them got adjusted? It's roughly, I think, 150. I don't know if I have an exact number. I didn't bother to count them. It seemed like a waste of time. Looks like 230 characters overall. So anyway, we left off on Magneto. Next character is Malekith. These are 2 of my favorite leaders ever in the game, back to back here. Okay, so Malekith gained Peerless. Again, if you remember from last week, our concept here is: do we think this game is better with this individual change in it, or worse? And so it's just simple yes, no. I'll go first, as usual. I'm going to say no.
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 Okay. Now, clearly, we're all in unanimous agreement that this wasn't a big enough nerf on Malekith. He needs to be brought down even lower. I know how you might think he's been laid low. It's not low enough, right? No, okay, so that's obviously sarcasm.
Add
we're all
2
in
threat
opposite
to him.
agreement.
Call it good.
Yeah, add 2 threat, cut his health in half again. Maybe then he'll be palatable. No, so I can understand the concept of we just don't want ever multiple 6 threat models to be fielded at once, or 6 or more threat rather. And so we're just never going to let that happen ever again. We're just going to basically make it a rule of the game without saying you can't put them in the roster together. And that's the concept of the Peerless rule, I think, is what a lot of people assume. I think that's really lazy game design, and I don't think it's very good. And it's not what they've done. Not every 6+ threat model has Peerless. So, okay, so now we're saying this is a game balancing mechanic. As far as game balancing mechanics, that's a problem. Zach, in your opinion, how would you decide what model is going to get Peerless and what model is not going to get Peerless?
I don't even know where to begin on that. I don't know how you decide
assumedly,
if attrition
select
is too
models,
strong or scoring is too strong.
Who would you say is warranted? It'd be the people that are too strong, right? Or potentially too strong.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're all in agreement which models might be too strong then. And they put it on this model.
Yeah. Right.
So if that's the case, their identification of strong models is poor. Because there's a lot of models that have gotten Peerless that did not need it. In fact,
Agreed.
It makes no sense. Malekith is one of those models. They've given it to a bunch of 5-threat models as well, like Black Bolts, Red Skull 2. And I'm not saying Red Skull 2 wasn't strong. I think he was strong. But, again, he wasn't even in, the top. He wasn't even the top of the 5-pointers, right? Now Namor also got it, I believe. He did not get it? Okay, great. I'm just making that up. I'm stupid.
Him and Angela.
Cool. Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm not going to get mad. We're just going to continue. I just don't understand this. If the argument was we're just going to put it on everyone who's 6 threat and above, sure. I think it's bad game design, but I understand the choice. That's not what they did. They targeted specific models and gave it to them. And this is a joke. This is a joke to me. I don't understand how you can take this any other way. This model could have gotten 4 hit points and still been bad. I don't understand what the point is. They're just shitting on models at this point. And they did the exact thing with CGR. CGR got nerfed, and then 6 months later he got nerfed again, and then he got nerfed again now. He just got nerfed again with Peerless. And so it's what the fuck are you doing? Do you just have no concept that this model is not strong?
I feel like
I don't know. I don't know how you justify this choice.
We're
a long time removed from Super Malekith.
When we get to our high level thoughts things, I have thoughts on that. So
yeah, I would also like to talk about that in the overarching plan. And my biggest problem with him getting Peerless is not it doesn't affect the game. I would even argue it literally doesn't affect the game because I haven't seen anyone do anything that would make this make sense in so long. This model is 3 additions away from where it was, and so Peerless is just a bad rule. If the model is that problematic that combining it with another model makes the game unplayable or unfun for multiple people, change the model. Don't just hand wave bullshit a fake rule. That's stupid. I don't know. It's just really frustrating to see this happen. That said, it effectively doesn't affect the game right now. This change means almost nothing. It's the decision-making process behind it that I have a problem with. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on, because I knew this was just going to be a model that I was going to be upset about. And so I've now vented. Let's move on. Next up, we have Maverick. Maverick got +1 stamina on both sides. Yes?
yes,
I don't think he needed that. I think he was a prime candidate for 1 health. He has a lot of good rules and good mechanics, but the game's not worse for it. I don't think it's a bad change for the game. It just means that the average is now much higher. And in comparison to other changes, I don't think it makes sense, but it's not individually a bad change. Next up, we have Maximus the Mad. +1 stamina on both sides. I don't even remember how many hit points he had.
Pass.
I have to check. Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
He's got 2 physicals, so it kind of helps him stick around a bit longer, if I remember right.
Yes, I'll go with yes. I would like to pass. I don't know that it's a important change. It's probably fine. He is competing with other powerful models, but that doesn't mean that he needs to be as powerful as them. I don't think it hurts anything. Medusa, +1 stamina on both sides. Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was of the minority opinion that Medusa wasn't very good. I think a lot of people thought she was, but her biggest problem has been she is kind of squishy. So that does directly help her individual problem. Anyway, anybody else have any points? Okay.
I think that's what I was debating, is how good is she, and if she needs that. Turning off dice mods is great, but that doesn't mean they can't just roll well and still kill you. So
Yeah.
I think a little bit more health is good for her.
Yeah. I mean, the dice in this game are already so swingy that it's hard to do anything. It does remove the consistency to be able to remove her, but like I think we can all agree, removing opponents' dice mods historically has been one of the best defensive mechanics in the game. It was a big problem with Black Cat for a long time. It was a big problem with Malekith when Malekith had this rule, and they immediately took it away. Like, there's like, nope, we cannot have this on a 7-threat model. It's like, yeah, no shit, because the rule's really good. And so, but when it's your only form of defense, it is asking a lot. And you do get the problem with a small health pool, you can just get random chanced off the table. And so it does directly address that issue she has. Next model up, we have Mephisto, Lord of Temptation. Gains Peerless. No.
Yes.
No.
All right, Josh, you are the dissenter. Please explain.
Mephisto, although not, as far as I understand, super competitive, every time I played Mephisto, he was taking... I played against him, sorry. He was taking some big fucking model that probably also just gained Peerless and was like, I'll just supercharge this guy and he'll go do a thing. Which I feel like makes Mephisto uninteresting, and you don't have to try for what he offers you to build, because you can just be like, big old chud, gaining extra power stuff. Cool, go for it. So.
Okay. So you think that his kit specifically is abusable with other large models?
I don't know if I would use abusable, but every time I played against it, someone was doing that exact combo of, I've got a 6
Well, I know that we've played when I've played Mephisto, and that's not what I did.
No, I guess that's true. So not every time, but when he came out and I was doing TTS leagues, he was really hot, and it would just be a constant barrage of Hulk or this or that, and just cool.
I think like Immortal Hulk is a good example of a problem model for him to be with.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay, so you think that because he can put attacks on other people, that's an issue specifically?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. I think that is a defensible opinion to have. Mm-hmm. I don't specifically agree. I understand your philosophy there, though. And I think that could be a real point to have Peerless. That said, all of the models I first reach for to put with this guy don't currently have Peerless. And we're already at a point I say that we have an extremely alarming amount of Peerless already in the game at this point.
I will agree with that.
And so for them to increase that range to encompass the models they would need to include, they would basically just have to say you can't play more than one model above 4 points. And if they do that, I think they're just admitting that they don't know how to balance the game. And I don't think they have any plans to do that. But yeah, I don't think this directly interferes with the ability to play him. It just, confines creativity. Next up, we have Mr. Sinister. Man, I wanted to talk about this guy last week, too. Okay, this is one of the biggest changes. Maybe the biggest adjustment in the entire update. Plus one health on front, plus 2 health on back, bringing him to 14 total health. Genetic splicing changed to gain a power after all attacks are completed, and 1 genetic splicing token after all attacks have been completed. He lost his strike attack completely. His spender no longer adds range based on tokens. It's just an AoE 2. He adds 2 dice per token he has. Yeah.
I think he got scientific hubris as well.
Yes, he did. Yeah, I didn't play him with that. This is one of the models I played this week. And he starts the game with 1 genetic sample token. So, this is a pretty big update. There's a lot of quality of life stuff here. There's also some odd changes, which is like removes the strike. I'm not a fan of that. And I think in my opinion, they very clearly just did it for card space, which is a little annoying. I don't like that he can't get multiple tokens per action anymore. That was like a cool thing he would do. So it's not like all good, but I think he's in a place now where his kit flows pretty well. My biggest complaint is the can't get more than one token, but I understand the logic. This is a weird question for me. I want to say yes so badly that I think I'm going to say yes, but man, I also want to say no.
I'm going to say yes.
I'm in agreement with you, Brandon. There's a lot of good things about it. There's also things about it, in particular, the token generation. I think some of his power generation, too, that I just don't love.
He already had enough power. Like, he didn't need more. The problem he had is his primary attack, which used to be the splicing, used to cost 1 power. Right. And now it gives you 1 power. So his entire power dynamic has been inverted. He now gets more power than he needs. And so, like, yes, he did have a power issue before, but, like, how do I put this into words? If Zemo's Master Swordsman changed to a passive that granted him power, yes, he would no longer have a power issue. Like, it's so weird. It's like, this is such a fundamental change to the character's kit. And so, yeah, they lowered the amount of tokens he gains throughout the game by removing his power issue, which is potentially good. So I think we all said yes. Okay. My problem is, I think this is too much. I played this model against CJ's Cabal Kang list. I played just our old Hellfire list that we had been playing like a year or so ago. I, at no point ever, had any fear that Kang was going to hurt Sinister. It's like, I'm in cover. I have 3 genetic tokens. I have effectively 11 hit points to a single attack. On the front, I can root you, I can walk you away, and then fly away if I want to. It just felt like I could do whatever I wanted, and there was no chance that any of his models were going to hurt me. I was like, this seems way too good for a 4-pointer. This feels like a 5-point model. Now, he would be underpowered for a 5-point, but he's in the range. This model is so sturdy and so well-rounded. He's a medium-medium. He has a damage reduction mechanic that starts on turn 1 with no power requirement. He has bow. He does all that. He can remove negative effects. Like, oh no, I got incinerate. I'll just take it away. I'll get rid of stagger. Like, it just feels like he can do whatever he wants. I think it's too much. Like, I wanted them to buff this model because he's so cool. I think this is too much. There's like no counterplay. What are you supposed to do? He walks you off a point. He can tank almost anybody anywhere near his weight class for a long time. He's got long range attacks. He's got AoE attacks. He has a good damage type. He just does everything.
So you don't feel like that was a product of like Hellfire Club stacking on top of that? It was just him and what he had on his own. It was just too much. He
might have healed one during the game, but it didn't matter. Like, he just face-taked Kang and took a point away from him and the other model. I think on his side it was Zemo and Kang. He soloed Zemo one-on-one, which probably should happen, right? And then went forward, took a secure from Kang, and was in no fear of him killing me back. And so it's just like, he's just running a whole side of the table as a 4 threat versus a 6 threat and a 3 threat. So he's fighting uphill more than double his threat value. I had no fear of him killing me at any point. Like, the dice you would have to roll for Kang to 1-round Sinister in cover through his DR is just like insane. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, like, putting a leadership on top of it is relevant, but it wasn't relevant in the situation we were in.
Gotcha.
I think he took 1 or 2 damage the whole game. Because you can basically just keep him stacked with tokens forever. And so any random damage doesn't go through. Yeah, it felt too strong. So the logic is then, what does my opponent have to do to dislodge this random 4-threat model? And it's like, I can't imagine anything you could do for the equivalent threat value to move this model off a point. You have to send at least 2 people at him, and even 2 people will probably lose. So if you throw 2 4-threat models at him that might beat him after several turns of trying, because he can just sit there and wait for you to activate, push you off a point, maybe daze one of the other people, and just laugh at you. roots both of you, so if he's not attacking, you just don't get any power to do your mechanics. I don't know. It felt too strong. Not like crazy overpowered, just too strong. It just left my opponent, whose only option was to take more board control-y tanky models to counteract it.
Yeah. I'm curious to play into it and see if there's something. It feels like what you're saying, it's a single model. It doesn't feel like that's going to work. You're going to have two models who are focused on just him. And time it so you drain all his tokens and he doesn't activate before you activate the second model to try and hit him without DR. And that's so many hoops to jump through. Your opponent gets to make decisions too. So, yeah.
So if you just think about it as, I'm size 3, get 2 other models that can both manipulate a size 3 model, which is not impossible. It's just, it's an extra layer. And then I'll just root both of you. And now what? How often are you going to do that when I'm also reducing your damage that you're dealing? So it's like, roll a random attack that would have done 2 damage. Now it does 0. How are you throwing me when your stuff costs 1 more? It's just not happening. And so you're going to generate 1 power a turn. And in 3 turns, you'll get to throw me. And I'm bowing you every turn because my beam attack gives me power. And it's range 4, so I don't even have to shoot the guy on me. I can shoot somebody else. I don't know. It seems too good, right? Like, he went from unplayable 4. Well, not unplayable. I played him before. He was not good. He was not a competitive 4. And now I think he's a very competitive 4. Yeah. Anyway, that was my feedback. Next up, we have Moon Knight. +1 health on the front, +1 health on the back. I'll go with yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually think this was an underplayed model already. He was a little behind the curve for like the really premium models. But yeah, I think this is a good way to get him back in the game.
Yeah, I played him a few times,
and his
problem is he would die immediately. So this is good.
Yeah. He was weird because he's kind of like a harassing model because he's got the range 4 rapid fire. But it's so hard for range 4 to get much done anymore because there's like so much terrain on the board. And so if they're just sitting in cover the whole time, it's not enough. And now if everyone's getting hit points, now he has to mix it up, which he can do, but he is squishy. But yeah. So next up we have Miss Marvel, also +1 health on both sides. I think no. I'm sure I'll be in the minority here.
Yes, asterisk.
I'm going to say yes also.
I think that this model is hugely overlooked, a lot like Ant-Man. They're both Transformers, which is just a coincidence, I think. But it is a lot of positioning that a lot of people don't account for. She has built-in reroll. She has great mechanics. Like, she does kind of everything. I think she had a well-defined role. I think people just didn't play her because they're not a fan of the character, so a lot of people didn't own her.
Yeah, fair.
I think I'll agree with most of what you said. The main reason I think she wasn't played is the thing that you would play her for that makes her good is on the wrong side of her card, because her throw is when she's little and her size 2 or range 2 grab is when she's big. And I understand from like a balancing perspective why it probably is like that. But the problem is it's like fairly difficult to really generate the power to get her to flip. And so you never use the throw because you want to go get big to do that. And it just kind of felt like wasted space. And she's the only Transformer who is forcibly turned back at the end of her turn. So you don't even really get a chance to... Who else is forced to transform?
Emma.
I thought Emma could float in space in her thing.
No, she has to go back to human when she activates. It's not a big deal, though.
Yeah. So
I think people underestimate her ability to make game-changing plays. So you can just start almost anywhere on the table. Walk forward and biggin, punch somebody, daze them, pick up their objective token, and then transform back. That's a big move and a removal from that situation. Or potentially even, not have to move first if you're already mixed up with it. Because, it's the range 1 place, but she's also on a medium base for her big form, I believe. So it's like
I think she's on a big
3.5 inch displacement when she transforms. It's a pretty big step. Then she's also picking up at range 2, and she's punching at range 3. So she can be almost 10 inches away from somebody without moving, transform, punch them, take their objective, and then walk backwards on a medium base, transform back to small, and place another like 3.5, 4 inches.
I mean, yes, I understand why it is like it is.
Yeah.
So, but
She's
I think
built-in
that
reroll.
I
She
think
gets
that's
extra
what
rerolls
stops
against
her from
bigger
being as useful as she could be. So I would have
Yeah.
liked to see her on the table more.
Every time I've ever seen her on the table, she punched way above her weight class. And
And
I'm so happy that nobody else played her.
And it was
'cause I hate
probably
this
me
character.
playing her. I was the only local that played
I think
her.
it was Aaron, but yeah,
Okay.
it might have been you. I think she was already good. I hope it doesn't make it to where she's played everywhere. I don't think it will, but I think 1 would have been appropriate for her at most. But again, I expected to be in the minority there. Next up, we have Mysterio. +1 health on injured side, and speed medium rather than short. No. And I like this model.
Yes.
I would have said yes, but I know we talked about this in the store last week, I think. So I know you have strong feelings, so you've swayed me into the no.
Well, I'm glad that I'm corrupting you into being a negative Nancy. So my issue with Mysterio is his entire kit is designed around him being slow. He was balanced around him being slow. We all talked about it when he first came out. Like, you go back and check the tapes. Like, we had an hour-long discussion about this. This model was not okay at speed medium and was okay at speed short. When they previewed the card, we threatened to quit the game because he looked so broken. And then we played him once, and speed short is harsher than we expected. Not because he can't get places, because it's harder for him to put his bubble on you. And once he does that, he is a good piece. And so he's paying the price for having an above average kit, so he has a short speed. Now, is it possible to have this model be speed medium and not break the game? Yes. But I just feel like, then we're just throwing out everything that has ever happened in this game before today. It's like, why is he getting such a huge buff to his kit when other models that need it more are not? It's like, go look at Doc Ock. They're in the same affiliation. Doc Ock needs more help than this guy does. And this guy got way more help than Doc Ock did.
Yeah.
And so I just don't understand the logic behind it. I think 1 hit point would have been fine. Even give him 2 hit points. Make it justified that he's a speed short. That's fine. If you wanted to make him a speed medium, then don't give him the hit points. Like, that's a big enough change. Why did he get more than Crossbones? Nobody thinks that this model was worse than Crossbones. And they gave Crossbones a worse treatment than this guy. It just doesn't make sense, and it doesn't seem fair, and I don't see how we get here that this makes sense. And so, no, I don't think the game is better with this change. Josh, do you disagree with me? It's fine if you do. Tell me I'm wrong. Mysterio needs bigger legs.
He floats.
Fact. He floats.
And if a crippled man in a a floating hover chair can go medium, I don't understand why a weird orb guy can't go medium. So let's just leave it there.
I'm going to try so hard not to scream I'm going to go with 8 minutes.
That's fine.
Okay, we're moving on. Mystique, +1 stamina on both sides. I think she needed this. This model is like a chip in a chair short of everything I think she needs. Her shapeshifter ability was broken, and it's really annoying, but it doesn't make for a good piece on the table. It just makes for a single strong rule on a kit. She needs to mix it up to be a useful leader, or just a good model on the board, and I think this helps her a lot.
No, yes. Fuck Zach.
Fuck Zach. I'm team fuck Zach. That's fine.
A singular reason, because the amount of time. This is actually a good change for her. I'm trolling, but the amount of times I had to deal with Zach doing bullshit with Mystique, I'm just like, fucking stop. Just let me roll dice and play my game. Like, nonsense.
Yeah, it was a good change. We're gonna keep the bullshit up.
No.
Cool. Next up, we have Nebula. She is now Black Order affiliated.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. They didn't have it too. They needed to. It should have happened a while ago. Yeah, good with that.
She's also directly in all the Black Order lore.
She should be Black Order before anything else.
Yeah.
This is a great change. This is a little thing that should have been done a long time ago. It's unfortunate that they've basically made every attempt to make Black Order unplayable as a faction. Now, that being said, this was a good change. This should have been done a long time ago. This fixes the model. She didn't need stats. She has stats. She needed, logistics, which is what they gave her. This is a great change. I would have loved to see more stuff like this.
Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah, you can nerf a model with lots of things that aren't directly changing its stats. You can take a model out of an affiliation. That can be a large nerf. It completely breaks up lists. All right, next up, Howling Commandos, +1 health on healthy side. I need to say stamina more. It sounds so bad when I say it the other way. +1 stamina on healthy side. Yes?
Yes, asterisk.
Yeah.
This model was good where he played, which was Shield. I tried to play this model because I played a bunch of Shield, and every part of his kit actively works against every other part of his kit. Yeah. But he was still always in the lists for the simple thing that he did. So this is a fine change.
There's the two things he does that keep him in the game, just like Angela. There's the Overwatch thing he does where he shoots people when people die. And then he also had the tactics card lets you reserve models, right?
No, he could.
Those are no, it's the place.
He could place his kit lets him place or place models off of him.
Yeah, he has the hair flip from Medusa, right? Yeah, and so it's those two things are what keeps him relevant and important. +1 health helps a little bit. I think this is a good way. You don't need to give every model 2 stamina. The models that aren't getting played, he's not getting played because they've invalidated every strategy that used that kit, right? Shield no longer do the bunker strategy because it doesn't work. And no one's doing the Malekith hair flip move because it doesn't work, because Malekith is bad. And so they've nerfed all of the stuff that he was used for. And so they're the reasons this model isn't played. And so giving him just a little touch, I think, is a good way to go around trying to make him relevant again. I think this is a good move. Recenter. All right, here we go. I will not scream. I'll keep my volume under 100 decibels. All right, Nightcrawler. +1 health on the front, +2 health on the back. I know, I was already in the minority. I thought this model was broken before. You should not be able to do infinite damage. I don't think that's a great way to do things. Infinite damage, I think, is slightly more than the amount of damage people should do. That being said, no.
No.
Okay. I think just putting it as simple as possible. If there's 230 characters in this game, I would have guessed about 175 of them for which models would get 3 hit points with this update before Nightcrawler. I don't think there's any justification to this being one of the 5 models that got the most hit points for this update. I think it's bad game design. I think it just makes no sense. I'm so lost by this change that this is what I lose faith in people's decision-making processes for. If they did this and made the trigger on his spender once per turn, I think it's still too much. It's still too good. I don't understand this change at all. This feels like when we talked about Colossus, the only reason this model got better is because, the devs have a tattoo of his faction logo. That's exactly what this feels like. This is extreme bias. Okay. Moving on. I can't even let it go. The fact that Colossus and Nightcrawler have the same hit points is laughable. It's fucking laughable. He is literally supposed to be the squishy one on the team. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not a big comics guy, but Nightcrawler's never struck me as real beefy and durable.
So everyone here has seen X-Men 97 Season 1?
Yes.
This is so much better than they portrayed him at in Season 1 of X-Men 97, which was already a 99 out of 100.
Yeah.
It's they're pushing even harder than that. Okay, moving on to Nova. +1 health on the injured side. This is where you can kind of start getting me with the, we want all 4 threats to have health between these numbers, and, this feels like that kind of change. They did it in the least intrusive way possible. I still think no, but it's not a hard no. It's a very soft no.
I'm going to agree with a soft no, as someone who has played a shit ton of Nova and loves putting Nova on the table.
Yeah.
He didn't really need health, and I'm concerned about when the combo with a certain Guardians card plus an extra health just makes him an NPE. You're just digging through 5s across the board with, what is it? He's 7-8 now? I think he was 7-7, 7-8 now. It's gonna be gross. Like, that's hard to dig through. With rerolls, just spin on rerolls.
This model came out right around the time I started playing a lot less. This model already felt very pushed. Like, he wasn't broken, but this is about as hard as you can push a model without it being broken.
I have won games off the back of this model, and not a single other model on the table doing anything of importance.
He is one full step below Namor, but it's not a big step. Yeah. It's a medium step. Like, he is a step below Namor, but not a large step. Like, if you were sorting them in order, it'd be batch 1, batch 2, and he'd be the leader of batch 2. And so, this model didn't need more hit points. He was already in, like, your made up fucking range of where people should be. He has the same hit points as Magneto, right?
Yeah.
7-8?
7-8, yeah.
Yep.
Why? I just don't understand. Like, if that's true, Magneto needs to have 18 hit points. Like, where is your logic?
Zach just got a stiffy when he said that. So
I know, right? He's like, like, I saw it in his eyes.
What?
Like, what'd you say? 10. Give this man rules. He's out there just trying to get me in charge of the game. Yeah, I mean, the odds of this change really impacting the game is pretty low. Usually in games, I think he gets dazed early. It's already going pretty sideways for you.
You throw him forward and let him just kind of flail into and watch your opponent's team disintegrate while he does things.
Yeah, the only time this is really going to be impactful is like, when they're struggling to get him down. They sell the farm, everyone moves and attacks him. They barely drop him, and then they fail to finish the job on the backside is basically the script for this to be a big impact. And it's like, it's not going to come into play in a lot of games, but like, why? Like, I would have, when he came out, I would have said they gave him too many hit points. Like, why if that's the number, if that's the standard, you missed on 80% of this list. And so you need to figure out what the standard is and make models to it. Okay. Omega Red. +1 health, or +1 stamina on healthy side, and moves up to a medium move. I personally would have given him +1 stamina on both sides, and I think that would have been a great touch for this model. I don't think he's ever supposed to be something that's particularly slow, so it doesn't bother me that he's faster. I'd say yes.
Yes, asterisk, only because I wish they would have cleaned up the wording on his spender. It is still really weirdly worded. And, like, you can't take the extra 5 minutes to fix that. Because what it is when you roll a wild, you get to change a dice or something like that, right?
Yeah, so the exact wording is wild. Change one of the defenders, crits, wilds, or blocks to a skull. This character gains 1 power if a die was changed this way. I think that's clean. It's just wordy.
It's wordy.
Well, they wanted to specifically say you can't change a blank to a skull. It has to be a success.
Yeah.
And you have to actually do it to get the power. You can't just get the power. Now, would it have been broken to just say, hey, wild, gain a power and cancel a defender success? Like, you could have said something like that. It would have been cleaner. But I don't have a problem with it.
So it's
I see your annoyance.
It's a very minor nitpick. Super minor. Mm-hmm. Because it, like, makes it sound like, oh, you get it, or the beginning of the sentence is like, you get it per wild, and then it's like, you can only do this once. It's like, okay, well, that's a weird way to say that. But yeah.
You're missing the per each.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good model. I thought he was a solid model before. He wasn't meta, but he had a lot of gas that people did not give him credit for. And this is one of those aspects of the aggression being dialed down within the game over the last 2 years has really helped him. Because the only games he really struggled in was when people were coming over the top killing him through his damage reduction and healing. And now that doesn't happen very often, he gets to stick around, he gets to make more plays, he gets to heal even more damage, and he starts becoming a serious problem. And I think a lot of people don't respect that. They just relegated him to not playable and they don't look at him anymore. And this was one of the models that got a huge advantage out of all the changes they've been making. And I think this is a fine adjustment. It's just not the adjustment I think he needed. So I think it's still good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he was one of the models I played. I was happy with him. The medium felt excessive, but it was nice. Okay, we have Phoenix. Phoenix got +1 stamina on the healthy, +3 stamina on injured. Then they changed some wording around to where she no longer... What is it exactly? No longer a reference to ignore friendly damage. Is that a buff? What was the exact change?
I have no idea.
I don't care, I'll be honest with you.
I think CJ was the one that played her most.
Yeah.
Sadly, he had to work tonight. We miss him. He did give me full authority to speak for him, though.
Okay.
Everybody heard that, right?
Yeah.
Then they also gave her Peerless.
She needed
Thank
it,
God.
for sure.
I was so worried that she wasn't going to have Peerless. I don't even know. Okay, so I'm not happy about this. Let's just start with no. But again, very soft no.
For Phoenix?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't care. That's going to be my official.
But I need
stance.
a yes or no, please.
Okay.
Do you think this change is good for the game?
No.
The game is better with the change. No, okay.
No.
Okay. Now, I don't think any of us are offended that she has more health, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, she seemed low on health. I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, God damn it. This is such a weird thing. So she has 21 hit points now as a 6th threat. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what to say. Like, I feel like this should just speak for itself. Like, why does she have 6 more health than half of the 6 threats?
I have no idea. She must have died too fast in Phoenix Unleashed, and so the cool thing they wanted didn't happen. I don't think I've ever played against her. I don't think I've heard of people like really abusing things with her, but she must have just been dying too fast. I also don't like that she got Peerless. I feel like she could have stayed without Peerless and been fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're just going to give basically everyone Peerless unless they forget because they don't do their due diligence. But I'd be willing to bet you if you asked them right now, they would say all 6 threat models have Peerless, and they don't, and they just missed one. I think is actually what happened.
Is there 2 missing? I think there's 2 missing, right?
There's only one that I know of. Who doesn't have one as far as you know?
Hulkbuster and She-Hulk.
She-Hulk doesn't. Okay, we haven't gotten to She-Hulk yet, so I haven't looked at her too hard.
Well, then you couldn't play Agents of Smash, so...
God, that would be funny, wouldn't it? Jesus. Okay, anyway, back to it. Yeah, I don't think that this is a problem as far as like game balance. I think we all agreed when she first came out, this model looks terrible. Because we started mapping out like the turn stuff would happen. I'm like, when she dies, because she's going to die, you just lose the game. Like, it's just over. Because you've invested too much. And now, to be fair, I think that's the problem with a lot of large models, like Dormammu. When Dormammu dies, and you're gonna lose the game, unless you have built an insurmountable lead at that moment. And the problem is Phoenix doesn't have the ability to do that, probably about as much as Dormammu has after the previous update. Yeah, Peerless doesn't bother me. You're already 6th threat in. I don't really care. I think it's a pointless rule. I don't like the precedent that... Again, an X-Men model got a needlessly large amount of bonus health, and we're just not going to address other models that clearly needed it more. I don't like that precedent. That seems to be all over this update. But, I mean, I don't think she's broken now. She's certainly better. I wish all the models I liked got 4 hit points just randomly.
I still
trying
don't
to think.
you're
That'd
gonna
probably make my
see-
ability to win games better.
You're not going to see people play her outside of fans, so...
I actually don't know that that's true. Like, I agree with their original philosophy, which I think truly is what they did, is when they were designing Phoenix, these large health models were running rampant through the meta. And this is like when Immortal Hulk and Malekith were popular together. So when we saw like Dormammu and Malekith together, There's a lot of times in the time they were designing Phoenix that stuff was happening. And they're like, guys, we need to dial this back. This is a problem. We have CGR and Thanos all over the place. We got to dial back big models to bring them back in line. And I think they did it, even though they loved this model and they wanted her to be a focal point of the meta. So I think they dialed her back for that. And then they saw that no one's playing her. And they're like, we don't want that. We want people to play her. It's okay to like let your foot off the brake a little bit and let it get some momentum going. I think 4 is a little much, is why I'm not okay with it. But I am happy that they decided not to release her probably as they initially wanted to in an effort to preserve the game. And I think that was a good choice they made. This, I think, is a little too much, but I appreciate them like, releasing in waves almost, if you will.
Yeah.
If you're going to release a model that you think might be broken, take 10% off the top. Let it go. You can always buff it later. And I think that's what they did. So I like that. Okay. Next up, we have Professor X. +1 stamina on both sides.
Well known for his durability, for sure.
Yep. And speed.
No.
Speed and durability is really like the corner case of his. Yeah.
When I think of him, the first thing I think of is speed and durability.
And offense. He also has good offense.
Capital N-O. No.
Yeah. This might be the widest miss aesthetically for any model that they've ever tried to release. I think Shadowcat is up there. This model is just way out of left field. Now, I understand that they're trying to, meet people halfway. It's not an easy thing to do. Whatever. I don't even know any X-Men fans that are particularly happy that he's in the game the way he is. I think a lot of people were not happy with how he came out. He's 5 threat, right?
4 threat.
I always mix this up. He is 4 threat.
Does he have 14 now also? So he's also as durable as Colossus?
Medium, 14. Yeah.
Colossus,
The entire X-Men roster is just tuned to the gills on hit points.
Him and Colossus, interchangeable in fights against big beefy things.
Same. I mean, obviously, he'll take more damage, but yeah, it's definitely relevant. Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a good change. If he needed 2 health, then again, the entire game needed 2 health across the board, if that's the case, but whatever. Next up is Prowler. Again, +1 stamina on both sides. I think he is also a 7/7 now.
Yeah.
Yes. 4/4/3, speed long. He's spicy now.
Agreed, spicy. I lean towards no.
I mean, I said he was the sleeper pick from the entire release.
Yeah.
I still think he is. He's very good.
I would say no because he didn't need it. He has a very unique, interesting kit. I don't think stamina was a problem for him. If he was sitting in there trying to just fist fight someone, I don't think that's what his role was ever meant to be. So don't think he needed extra stamina.
Yeah, I mean, his kit's already really good. I probably would have gone with 1 hit point. I don't think it's worse. I'm still going to say yes. This is a forgivable change, in my opinion. I
would agree.
Is it a problem if he has 14 hit points? Probably not.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Proxima Midnight. +1 stamina on healthy side. And Quantum Starburst went up to 7 dice from 6. Yes?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, her spender is still overcosted because it used to be 4 power for 6 dice, which is a joke. +1 health is nice on her.
They're trying to help Black Order while also hurting them.
Yeah. I wish they'd try as hard as they try with X-Men. It'd be nice. Next up, we have Psylocke, +1 health on stamina on healthy side. So she is now a 7/6, which definitely feels better for her. She was a little on the squishy side outside of very specific situations. Obviously with martial artists, she's pretty solid. She has some rerolls, but she's already power hungry. Yeah, it's okay. I think this is a good change.
I'd say yes.
I would still put her in the top 10 of 4-pointers. And so a light touch, I think, was the most they could have done.
I think if she had gotten 1 on both sides, that would have been too much. I think having the 1 on the front side is fine. That's a good.
I think she's still fine at 6/6. I think that would have been
still fine at 6/6, but
Nobody would have been crying that she only had 12 health.
This is not game changing. So
yeah, I think this is the most they possibly could have. I actually think about. I think the right thing would have been 1 on the injured side, because that's really where she struggles. Is once she's already been dazed, like to keep fighting. It's fine. Punisher.
Think they only did that because she has the card where she gains healing factor when she's been injured, and so maybe they didn't want to stack you with extra health and healing factor. She gets like healing factor and something else, I think.
Yeah,
I
think she like places 1.
That's my
it's fine.
My theory.
I don't think healing factors as much as like Hela, for example, who like heals to full. I don't think it's as big of a deal. But yeah, that might have been in a thought that they made. Punisher +1 stamina on injured side, exactly what we were just talking about. So I believe this puts him to 12. Yes, he's up to 12 now.
Yes.
I think Punisher was the pinnacle of like what a strong 3-pointer should be. I think he had an amazing kit, did all kinds of great stuff. He had close range damage, long range damage, positioning, just enough survivability to keep going. I think that was a golden example of what a solid 3-pointer should be. Now that said, he definitely has faded over the years, which I think is a sign of like, them trying to combat power creep. But yeah, this is a good change. Pyro, +1 stamina on both sides. Firewall went up to 3 power instead of 2, and Stoke the Flames went down to 2 power, so they just switched it. With how they've changed a lot of the leaderships, this seems less relevant. This change probably should have happened a long time ago, but it seems out of date. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yes.
It's clearly good. I think this change should have happened a long time ago.
I defer to Zach's opinion on this.
Okay. I'm actually really curious about
enough.
the next model. I'm curious what he thinks. So we have Quicksilver, +1 stamina on both. Speedster now drops objective tokens.
Capital YES. Yes.
Normally we like to give the context or like our thought process after the yes or no. In this example, I want to go first.
Okay.
First off, I'm sorry. I feel like this is exactly my fault. I'm the one that suggested Quicksilver ever be in that fucking Inhuman list in the first place. And I think a lot of people have learned that Quicksilver in Inhumans is fucking dumb. Now, again, they fixed that by changing Black Bolt's leadership, so that's no longer an issue. And so this change seems too little too late. Like, they don't know the current meta. They only know the old meta. Zach, what do you think?
I agree with you. I think.
Is there any reason to play this model?
I think the stuff he was like the Black Bolt Inhumans is where he was just insane. So you already fixed that. So this is nice, I guess, that he can drop it if he needs to run somewhere. Like, it gives him a bit more flexibility. But I feel like he's kind of just good at like his one thing, and he's still fine at that one thing. But they took the ceiling off of that one thing, and so yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like, he'll get some play, but I can't think of a reason why I would put him in over a dozen other.
This was going to be his heyday. He finally was going to be an environment where you need to repeatedly pick up extracts. That is literally his kit. His kit is get in, get extract, get out. That was the entire point of him as a model design space. And they just took it away from it. Like, you can still speedster in.
Right.
Like, so it's like, so you're just giving him extra hit points now. But, like, I don't know. It just seems annoying. Like, I feel like just fix the tactics card, honestly. Just fix the tactics card and he'd still be great. Like, now he's just an under-damaged 3-pointer like everybody else. Not to mention there's so many speed long models now. It's like, fucking take your pick. I don't know. I think it's still a good change, though. I just wanted to get that out.
I agree.
Yeah. I there's so many other ways you could have come at this model. I don't know. All right. Next up, we have Red Guardian. +1 stamina on healthy. His throw is now before damage, not after damage. And is down to 2 cost. And down to 5 dice. So basically, he's just going to be a spam machine of hitting the spender, which is, I guess, fine. Yes.
I'll go first. Yes. Also,
I am
it
so
doesn't matter.
conflictedly biased.
All right, Josh,
Take
your
it
turn.
first. I'm so conflicted because I love Red Guardian, and I have long saying that he is an underappreciated 3.
Same.
He is so consistent. He does the things you need him to.
And then dies.
And then dies. And you know what? Sometimes you win battle off the bodies of your fallen comrades. Ad Victoriam. I think that
he needed 2 hit points.
He needed 2 hit points. He already caught a side nerf by beams not hurting your own team anymore. Because he has Ornery, where he got extra power if he damaged.
I don't think I would call that a nerf.
That's why I called it.
I understand what you're saying.
It's a side nerf. That's why I called it a side nerf. It is a nerf.
I don't think I'd call that a side nerf.
When you could beam him, it's auto take 1 damage and he gets 2 power. It was very useful. It was very, very useful for what you were trying to do with him. 2 power to throw 5 dice with an auto throw is fine, but it's a size 2 throw, I think. So it's like, sure. So all in all, this makes me, he's size 3. Okay, size 3 on. So it's okay. I don't know if he needed to lose dice, and I don't know why they particularly felt that the throw needed to happen before.
I just want to point out, the ability still works, and exactly, I think, the way they intended. I just don't think they intended you to beam your own people.
Then why does it say that in his rules? His rules are now defunct.
I think they thought you were going to throw people into him, not that
well,
you
that's
were going
stupid.
to shoot
you
him
were going to
with
beam
a gun.
him. Yeah.
I don't think that's what they
yes,
wanted.
That's
and I do think that was
how
an interesting and useful application of the rule. I don't think that's actually what they wanted you to do.
Then write your rules better. I don't know, man.
I don't disagree.
He's catching strays he didn't need to catch. Stay away from my Red Guardian.
That was an interaction. I just don't think that was their goal when they wrote this rule, was that, shoot your own people. I don't think that's what they meant.
It's fine.
I think he is definitely better now. I think this is one of the models that should have gotten 2 health, though.
He should have gotten 2 health, yeah. Because he's a 5/6 now, I believe.
He's 6/6.
Oh, he's 6/6 now. Okay, good. Yeah, cool.
But the problem isn't that he got 1 in a vacuum. Him getting 1 in a vacuum, I think, was fine. The problem is the relativity of everything else getting bonuses also means that, yet again, he just stayed flat.
Yeah.
Like, if you just take all 230 models in the game, the average health given was more than 1 health per model. So he's actually, by the metrics, worse than he was before as far as the hit point, brace.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's very important that you don't give out extra health to models that don't need it, because it devalues and invalidates the health that the models that got it that actually needed it got. Anyway, let's move on. We're falling behind already. God, oh my God, it's already this late? Shit, we're not going to get through this. Not even close. All right, we're race mode now.
Okay, race mode.
Oh, God, there's so many models I want to talk about, though.
I feel like for the ones that are just
I feel like we've only done a quarter of what we wanted.
For the ones that are just a stamina, we can just be yes, no. We don't have to break down every little one. So.
Yeah, because I only have about 30 more minutes. Okay. Red Skull. +1 stamina on both. Cosmic Blast is 0 power instead of 1. And does 2 damage per rolling a skull instead of 1 per skull. Wow. I didn't know that. No.
I lean towards yes, but I could be easily convinced to no.
I lean towards yes, but I'm curious why you have a no.
Taking 2 damage per skull rolled is going to absolutely wreck this guy, because statistically speaking, you will roll 1 on your average turn, which will actually increase the amount of damage he takes. I played this model probably more than anyone else I've ever seen. I played the shit out of Red Skull 1. Cosmic Blast being 0 is a big deal. Cosmic Cube being take 2 damage is a really fucking big deal. I feel like this is a missed opportunity more than anything. him getting the 1 health but taking 2 damage when he rolls a skull, I don't think is worth it.
I feel like they were
I
lining him
think I
with
would rather
Clea
have-
and someone
Sure,
else who has the same
That doesn't
thing.
make it good. Yeah.
No, I agree.
Just make it 1. Why the fuck is it a problem at 1?
Yeah.
This is stupid. Anyway. Alright. I was just waiting for you guys to say, I guess you don't have anything to add. Everyone disagrees with me. That's fine. That was a big letdown for me. Red Skull 2. Blitz Strike Push and Advance is on the same trigger now. Kneel before me is Mystic only. No option to pick energy. Energy Gauntlets now treat your skulls as crits instead of counting blanks, right? Yep. Gains Peerless. Yay, more random Peerless. If this model is still so good that you can't risk him combining with other strong models, you didn't do your job. Peerless is a bad rule. I don't think it should ever be on a 5 threat. This seems bad. This model got fucking nuked.
Yep.
I say yes, and you can also thank Zach for why all of this is occurring.
I mean, I don't know that I would say that.
You win the
A lot of
TTS
people
league
have
that's
played
over
Red
the
Skull.
entire world with Red Skull freaking under Wakanda, and you just watch him delete stuff every turn. Yeah.
He's been a problem in many lists, most recently of which was Wakanda. He was a problem in Convocation, he was a problem in X-Men, he was a problem in Cabal, and then he was a problem in Wakanda. The model has been a problem repeatedly. The model was overtuned, but guess what? He's not even the best 5 threat. So if he's that overtuned, why aren't the other models getting touched? I have a theory.
This is a no for me.
And Josh is not that far off. All right. So no one thinks this is a good change?
I don't think this is a good change. One thing I want to note that I think in particular I don't like is push went from being size 3 to sizeless, and I don't like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I can understand the issue with blanks. I really don't like skulls counting as crits, pretty much ever. It should be a very, very rare ability that's tied to very specific models, and I think giving it to random people is bad. Cool. I think this, especially combined with the grunt nerf, is just too much. They basically hit every single thing about this model and gave him Peerless. Like, that's... Just ban him. Just fucking ban him. It's better for everybody. Next up, we have Red Skull 3. +1 stamina on healthy. Leadership updated to the latest errata. Yeah, okay. So they just gave him 1 hit point and clarified his leadership. Sure, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, this model didn't need a health, but according to their new game balance ratio, I guess it did. Rogue, +1 stamina on injured. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this was a good change. Yeah. Ronin, +1 stamina on injured. Yes.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fine. He keeps getting health. He keeps getting health, but that's fine.
Wait, what's his health at now? Did I miss one?
I think he's 7-7.
I just know he got.
Maybe
I just know he got health last time.
7-8.
Yeah,
stamina.
Okay, so he has straight up 6 threat hit points. That's interesting.
Yes. On top of it, makes him a little too tanky. It also works a little bit against his kit. Not that you should be playing into his kit, but to
me, play the Josh way.
It's injured health though.
If you play the Josh way,
so it's his last hit point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's
yeah, I didn't know he was up there. I thought this was going to put him to like 7-7. That's a lot of hit points. Yeah, especially with like I keep hearing from people that like, well, they need to get models into these ranges. Like, well, one, that's bad game design to force every model into a square hole despite game balance. But then on top of that, they just ignore it for models. So it's like, what's the point of having the range then?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not upset by this because he's such a one-dimensional piece that it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
No one plays him. I think maybe one other person is, other than me, I've seen him be put on the table.
Yeah, this model's actually pretty good too. I'm going to go into Josh's side. No.
Yeah.
I'm going. Josh sold me. No. It doesn't take much to get me to say no to things. Yeah. All right. Next up, Sabretooth. +1 stamina on both. He needed more, I think, but sure, yes, it's better.
I'm going to agree. Yes, asterisk. I like the extra health. I would have liked to see some touches on him. I don't really know what those would be, but because there's still, in my opinion, not a lot of reason to take him over.
I agree with both of you.
The Apex. So.
Okay. Next up is Apex. 1 health on the injured side. No. This was a big miss. This model needed a lot more than that.
Nope. Completely agree.
Yeah. Sandman +1 on both. Yes.
Yeah.
This model is interesting because he's basically just a big brawler. I think this was a good change. I think that he actually. I would have liked to again see this on less models, but I think this was one of the ones that needed 2 hit points. Because everything else he does well. He just dies too fast. Scarlet Spider +1 on both. Pass.
We needed CJ, but this is fine. I'm going to say yes.
I've played him some too. I'd say yes also. He was a little bit squishy on the injured side in particular, if I remember right. So it's nice for him.
Yeah, he was only 5. Yeah, the reason I passed is I don't even remember this model's rules. After looking at it, yeah, I think this is solid. Might be a little on the high side, but it's not at all concerning. Scarlet Witch +1 on both, Convocation affiliated. Man, I'll say yes, but that's a asterisk X for sure.
Yes, with also an asterisk.
Yeah,
I'll say yes. I feel like I compare her in my head too much to Blue Marble because they've got very similar kits, and I feel like she's just worse than him. So.
Yeah, this model is a perfect example of like evolved game design. She is so one-dimensional, has no tools to fix her own problems, and is overcosted for what you were getting.
Yeah.
She needs more than that. She needs an ability to move. She needs some way to place herself or get an action or move other people even. She needs something. She is way outside of the balance curve. And I love the model. I love the concept of the model. It's just not enough.
Yep.
The Convocation affiliation is interesting, and I don't hate it. But yeah, this is not fixing her problem. Her problem was not how many hit points she had. Shadow King +2 health on the front, +1 health on the back. Surprise, Astral Fiend now costs 0 power, down from 3. Nightmare Visions is up to 4 dice from 3. Yes.
Yeah, he was way too squishy for a 5.
Yeah.
Those are good changes.
He needed so much help, and I think he basically got everything he needed. Like, this is one I'd be like, this is a kudos. Like, this is good.
Yeah, I would like to look at it a little bit more than like this quick pass. I'd like to see on the table. But what he needed was power help and action economy help, not hit points. But he did also need some hit points. And so kudos for addressing the actual problem that the astral thing wasn't working. And so they're trying to make it work. And that's good for that. Shadowcat, +1 health on both sides. No.
No. Uber no. Capital no. No exclamation.
Yeah. This model is, again, the second biggest miss of aesthetics ever. Like, what she does makes no sense. It's not all representative like how she is in the comic books. I mean, yeah, her stat line was a little weak now, but like when she was released, her stat line was comparable to Vision, who's a 4 threat, who is supposed to be a pinnacle model in the game. And that model's completely been left behind. And like now we look at her and it's like now she's just Vision. She is literally just Vision, but better. It's like, God damn it. All right. Shadowlands Daredevil +1 injured stamina. Yes.
Yeah.
He did everything he was supposed to do. He was just a little squishy on the backside.
I like Shadowlands. Yeah. This makes me excited. Yeah.
I hate Shadowlands, and I still think this was a good change. All right, Shang-Chi, you might have to help me out here. 64 3/4 palms and a goose fairy. There's a whole lot of stuff. He somehow ended up with +1 stamina, though. I've read this several times, and I still think it's not enough. I still think
I was going to say, this
more.
Is, yes, asterisk.
It's still a no.
This should have been more.
Yeah.
There should have been more changes.
Better, not enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
can
the stagger
definitely see him still
off.
being. Yeah. Why does he need it? He doesn't need it.
Why
this
is
model
his
was
why is his stagger better than
super
Ulik,
pushed.
who's a 5 threat? Like, explain.
But
Ulik has a
Ulik's is on a
5
spinner.
trigger.
Luke Cage can punch through a bank vault door.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, equal to Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, still too strong. Needs more. Somehow he didn't get Peerless, I noticed. I don't know, I guess we'll move on. She-Hulk. They gave her a backside that's equal 10 and 10. Her physical defense goes up to 4, and her spender's up to 10 dice. I'm not a fan of this. She is stronger. I don't think they addressed the root problem that because of the way they now design scenarios, the kit that they designed doesn't work. Like, her whole strategy doesn't work because they've changed the way missions are played. Until they do that, I don't see her coming back.
This is a pretty big yes for me, actually. This is basically, once I understood the game, everything I asked for. She needed to always be able to flip because she has the singular leadership of an affiliation. The physical defense is nice, and the one extra dice is like whatever, but sure.
Yeah. That's the thing. Is, like, I don't think any of that stuff actually matters.
That feels a little tacked on there, but like cool.
Yeah. I don't understand the flip thing. Like,
so you can one round She-Hulk.
Yes.
To just kill her.
She has 20 health. She has like 30% more health than she's supposed to have.
When that is the leader of your affiliation, you need a one-turn stopgap. For an example, through a combo of things, I did 14 damage to a Hulk on round 1 of a tournament match one time. Okay.
Yeah. I've seen her die on the first turn of the game.
Yes. She needed to be able to.
But
flip.
It's simply because she has a leadership, is what you're saying.
Because
and it's okay that we have models that die like that, just not leader models.
It is because she is the only leader you have for A-Force. And that was such a big weakness to not flip that you needed the one-turn stopgap from her so that she can flip.
But that's what I'm saying. So let's just say, for example, that Wasp had an A-Force leadership. Then she doesn't need the backside?
No, that's not what I'm arguing at all.
Okay, that's why I'm not getting, because the way you're presenting it is confusing me.
So I'm saying,
that's
like this, because she is the leader of A-Force, and she's the only leader they have, okay? Having 20 health and no backside means that you can one round the leader. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So by having her be able to flip, it buys you a stopgap turn, and that is a very good change.
Okay, so you just think that because she's a leader, she can't have a single side like Hulk does?
Yes.
Okay. And you just kept saying because she's the only leader. That's why I asked about if Wasp was a leader, then she wouldn't need it. That's why I was just trying to clear up.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just don't want there ever be the opportunity for a leader to be taken off the board in one turn?
No.
Okay. All right. Moving on, we have Shocker. You get +1 stamina on both. I don't remember Shocker's hit point total.
Yeah, he shocks stuff. It's good.
Yes. Yeah. We'll go with yes.
Yes.
Okay. Shuri, +1 health on both.
No?
I still say no, yeah. I think Shuri is still one of the biggest slept-on models in the game.
Yeah, I think she was fine. I think one on one side would have been fine. I think one on both is maybe a touch too much.
Silk +1 stamina on injured side. Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Silver Sable +2 on healthy, +1 on injured. They changed her ability to other allied characters and was allied characters. Oh, so she can't use it on herself. That makes sense.
Sure. No one plays her anyway, so.
I think this model was hugely underrated. Her having 14 health, I think, is a little odd. She did get a huge nerf with the hit point update, though, because, again, she's bounced around models having a set amount of health.
Yeah.
And now they have a different amount of health. Yeah, I guess. We'll go with yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, moving on. We're going to Sin. She got +2 health on the front. That's no surprise. Looks like they made her leadership you choose the order of effects.
I think so, yeah.
She can now use her partners in crime on both crossbones, and they decrease the cost of her spender, it looks like. I still don't think this was anywhere near enough, but yes, it's better.
I'm in the exact same opinion. So
yeah, her
Yeah,
leadership needed a big rework, not just that. Now that being said, there are a lot more tokens on the board, so with her having a stat line that isn't obviously out of scale with everything else in the game, that's less of a problem. Also, if they just keep nerfing all the Cabal models, then eventually she'll be a better one.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's better. I don't know that it's the best it could have been. Her spender right now also has a very funny wording that it's technically infinite, but that is an wording problem that they're fixing.
Did they say they're fixing it?
Yes.
Because her spender says...
You do the insult to injury, and then it says it doesn't have the rapid fire rule, but it's not a rapid fire rule.
Oh, yeah, that's clearly just a typo. Okay, yeah.
Quick, go play your Sin
right.
tournament games. Go this weekend. Play a Sin tournament game. Auto, just win.
Infinite spender.
I don't know that you would, actually. I think you'd still lose.
Oh, go attack their Hulk that only has 20 health and just keep
let's be
throwing
honest here,
dice.
She wouldn't even be the best model that can make infinite spender attacks.
Nope.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, shit, that's right. They're just so used to writing X-Men, they just assume she should have infinite attacks.
They're like, she's an X-Men,
costs, like,
right?
no power.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, they forgot. Okay. Next one up we have is Scourge. +1 health on injured. Yes, but I would have liked to see this model get 2 hit points.
I'm gonna say yes, but I could talk for 10 minutes about Scourge. So
yeah,
just a miss.
Yeah,
a miss of a model that does nothing for him.
The entire point of this model is stat pile, and he is no longer a stat pile. He's behind the curve on stats now, and which is just gonna make him completely useless. Yeah, when stat piles are no longer the stat piles because other models have stat pile plus rules, it's like, well, what the fuck is the point of you then?
Yeah.
All right, Spectrum, +1 health on injured. This is exactly what upsets me. I haven't even read the update yet, but I know she gets a hit point. If this model is already power crept because she came out 4 months ago, where the fuck she came out, I guess it was closer to a year now, but still.
No, it was
How
January.
was this model...
Yeah.
Already needs more help after 6 months. Like, come on. So she get +1 health on injured, and then Pulsar Wave now correctly costs 4, not 0. Okay, well, that's obviously the change that needed to happen. I don't remember her being particularly impressive. She is a 13 health 4-pointer.
She's fine. This is a sure. Cool.
Yeah, she's fine. She was a touch fragile, but she's got wild reverse pierce, so it's inconsistent, so it's fine.
Yeah, I agree. Fine. Moving on, we have Spider-Man Peter Parker. This is core set Spider-Man, I believe. +1 health on both. He already got a hit point given today's game. This puts him to... Oh, that's Miles Spider-Man.
I think he's 7-7 now.
Just give me regular Spider-Man. No.
Because he was...
It's messed up.
He was 6'5", I believe. Then
I
they
can't
gave
see...
him...
MCPDB fucked up and they put the Miles card in both Spider-Mans.
Nice.
Let me look.
And so I can't see the Peter Parker one. MCPDB, if you're reading this, your Miles card is in the wrong slot. It's in both slots, rather.
Let me look. He is a 7-6.
Say it again. 7-6?
7-6, yes.
You keep cutting out. I can't hear you.
7-6, yes.
Cool. All right. So at 7-6, I think that's too much, but it does put him more in line with the rest of the game. This model is very strong. He has a very strong kit, so his stats need to reflect that. So I'd say it's a little too much, but yes, the game is probably better for it.
I say no, but that is part of my wider thoughts about this update.
Agreed. All right, we'll talk more about that probably next time, sadly.
Cool.
Unless you guys want to just keep going, I can see if I can cancel my plans, and we can just keep going.
No, it's okay. We can finish it up.
It's super show.
Next up, we have Spider-Man 2099, +1 stamina on injured. That is Miguel, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So Miguel's now up to 7-7 with healing and bullshit. No. This model was already super pushed, it felt like. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to kill like the Fighty Webs team now. They just seem invincible.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know if
Next up is Spider Woman. All right. She went up to 7-7 from 6-5. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
+1/+2. She has Martial Artist, Interrogate, Fly, Don't Glide. No.
This is maybe of the entire update, this is my loudest screaming on a mountain until my gums bleed. No.
Okay, so I was misinformed on this.
I have
Someone told me
opinions about this one.
Someone told me she gets +1 hit point on the back. And I was like, yeah, that's probably okay. 6-6 is probably fine for her. 7-7 for her is not okay.
Yeah.
I think they forgot she's in
I remember-
Hydra, and so they overbuffed her.
Yeah. Oops, we forgot not to nerf every model in Hydra.
Played this model a ton, and I had zero problems doing whatever I wanted with that health pool. Now you get to do 7-7 with all your little kit things. That model's going to be a menace. It's just going to be...
Yep.
Your opponent's going to put it down, and you're going to... heavy sigh.
Yeah, she has all of the tools of yesterday with the stat line of today. That's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on. We have Squirrel Girl, +1 on both. That's actually probably fine.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Steve Rogers, Captain America. I'm assuming this is one of the 18 Steve Rogerses.
This is Steve.
This is Steve, Shield Steve.
How do I always get these wrong? Okay, so its first Avenger is 3, and Steve Rogers is 2.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. This is Scale Mail Steve. All right. So this puts him up to 7-7, and on your left can now be used while holding objectives. Oh, that's convenient. I've knocked out Hitler over 100 times. No longer once per turn. Those all seem like good buffs.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm a strong yes on this one. So
I think 3 hit points is a bit much. I think 2 would have been fine. I am actually a big fan of the other 2 changes. It just seems like a little much, but yeah, I'd say yes overall. This model was
He's
much
the Steve
more.
that doesn't count blanks, so I'm okay with him having a bit more.
Yeah,
hit
agreed.
points.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the mix it up Steve, and so he needs to mix it up.
Yeah.
All right, Storm gets +1 health on both sides. I would have liked to see a leadership change. Sure,
yes.
it's fine.
Sure.
Sunspot +1 on both. This is definitely a Zach thing. I'll say yes.
Yes, asterisks. And this is where I will say, no, don't fuck Zach. Why is he not an X-Men? Like, give me one reason.
Exactly. Of all the
then
other
he would've gotten 3 hit
unnecessary
points if he
changes,
was.
all the other unnecessary or necessary affiliation changes, this guy not getting X-Men still upsets me.
It's stupid.
Supergiant +1 on both and up to medium move. Yes, better.
Sure.
Better, but could have been more.
This is something we're gonna have to test. The problem is this model's kit is so far left behind because the mission shape changes have really left her behind. Also, almost every model in the game now has multiple damage types, and so her damage reduction effect is almost useless, I think, in today's meta. The fact that she can't reliably hold objectives makes her effectively useless in today's meta. The fact that she was speed short was never really the problem. Getting her into position was fine. They need to address the fact that they've completely changed the game and is no longer part of that. She's no longer part of. Like, they've left her behind by changing the way the game is played. Do you guys have opinions, thoughts?
I
don't
completely
think I've
agree
played
with
against her. I've never played, so whatever your opinion is.
Okay. Taskmaster +1 stamina on injured side.
Yes.
Man, this was a great option to give him 2 health, but sure.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I think it just makes him 6'6" now, right?
I believe that's true.
Because I think he's 6'5".
Yes, 6'6".
Yes.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the Black Widow. She is +1 on both, bringing her to 7'6" for a 4 threat. She has a ton of mechanics. It's probably fine. It puts her in line with a lot of the other changes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think you're borderlining on her being a little strong, but.
Yep.
Okay. The Blob, +1 health on injured. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see 2 hit points on this guy. That's like his whole point. Whatever. Immortal Hulk gains Peerless. They seem to have left off the 4 other adjustments that they needed to put on him to lower his effectiveness. Guess they just don't give a shit.
That's
Whatever.
basically my exact opinion.
You just
It's
can't
like,
look. You can't play him with Phoenix now. It's better. Okay.
Yeah, thank God no one's playing him with Phoenix now. Just the same old place they've been playing him before. I mean, to be fair, this model's fallen off a cliff because, again, when you just play spread out, go wide, he can't do enough. And honestly, the nerf to throws made this model almost worthless.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think, this is like the Thanos plan. They've indirectly nerfed him in so many other ways that he just lost all of his teeth. Like he's not scary anymore. His threaten to kill you for 7 threat is just not worth it. And so, I mean, he's just dying the slow death where the mechanics are changing around him instead of him changing. The original Human Torch, +1 on both, is probably fine. This model actually should probably get played.
I used to play it in Shield the whole time. Love this model. The extra health is really nice.
Yeah, 6/6. It's pretty solid. The Wrecking Crew, +1 on both. Clearly terrible, worst model in the game, and this makes him worse somehow. I don't know. I'm just trolling.
This is a yes. This is a good change.
Yeah, it's probably fine. Yeah, I like this. Thor 2, Hero of Midgard. Odin's Son's Ire is up to range 3. God, that sounds familiar for some reason. Habathi is down to 3 power from 4 and gains Peerless. Again, just head-scratching Peerless.
This is a yes, but it's with an asterisk if you fuck this up the first time and you just undid your fuck up that was bad. So
yeah. Yep. Didn't he used to have 7 dice on this attack?
Yes.
Okay, so he's still down a die.
We didn't get that back. So
yeah.
You got the range.
I mean,
back.
this is just a clear example of overreaction caused problems.
Yeah.
I'm much more for slight changes and then just keep changing them if it's still a problem. It's clearly a good change. This is probably what they should have done the first time. Yeah.
This is what his card was the first time.
Minus the extra attack.
Yeah.
Die, right? He had 7 dice?
Yeah, it's 7 dice.
They just taken off an attack die, which would have really not mattered that much. It is noticeable, but it's not a huge impact. Okay. Moving on, we have Tigra, +1 stamina on both.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Tigra.
Sure.
This is after I stopped playing.
Yeah, it's fine.
Again, new models that seem to need updates already. Seems questionable. Zach.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I just didn't hear you say anything, so.
Oh, sorry.
Next up, Ultimate Spider-Man. Well, I know this model was played at least twice last Thursday. Probably more than that. And the short list of things I heard he did made me question everything about the game. And if anyone should play this game anymore. I have to say no.
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 Yeah.
No. Resounding no.
Yeah.
This is, once again, part of my wider conversation about this update. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I this is one of the big head scratchers. All right, moving on. We have Ultron. Ultron got +1 on the front and +2 on the back. Is that right? Okay, so he's currently a 7/7. That means he was a 6/5 before? That sucks.
I think that's
This
correct.
is an example of a model that
Yeah.
needed 3 hit points.
Yeah.
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 This is
This
a
would
good
be a
change.
yes. Yeah.
This is a good change. Yeah, it's fine.
I think he paid the Age of Metal, what is it called? Age of Ultron tax.
Ultron, yeah.
Yeah, he already
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
He was paying the Age of Ultron tax before. Yeah, definitely a good change. Metal Tyrant +1 health on injured side. I can't even look at Ultron or Metal Tyrant anymore. I'm so sad.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's clearly better now than he was before. I think he needs more still, but whatever. He's just a little too slow in a game where you're forced to move constantly and spread out.
Yeah.
Ursa Major, +1 health on both, and physical defense is up to 4. And his Ursane Temper is down to 2 power cost. Yeah, this seems pretty solid. I think he was underrated before. He got shit on a lot because he didn't have damage reduction. Everybody wanted him to have damage reduction. But yeah,
Yeah.
he gets his job done. He just doesn't do anything else.
Yep, he's a stagger bot. So, but yeah, this is a yes for me.
8/8 is pretty nuts for a 4 threat, but yeah, this is good.
Yep. Okay. Next up, we have Valkyrie, +1 stamina on injured. Yeah, I think that's probably about right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if we take out all the ones I disagree with and we just leave the ones I agree with, I think that's perfect. Given that they've given a bunch of extra health to models I don't think needed it, it doesn't feel as right, but it's good. I like this change. Valkyrie and Elendil is +1 health on both. Again, this is a really recent release. Getting 2 more hit points is just like, are you telling me that you were intentionally shorting models on hit points for this coming update? Because that doesn't make any sense. And so it's like, did you just miss? Are you just doing it randomly? Like, it doesn't make sense. That being said, I don't know because I haven't played with her.
This will be my bias. This is an uber yes. She needed just a little more. She's a 4-threat diving character, and she just
only had 12 health.
Really wasn't tanky enough to dive and stick around. So this makes her much better.
Yep.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Given her current stat line, that's not overly impressive. I think I could have seen just 1, but yeah, 2 doesn't seem egregious either. Venom +1 health on both sides. Cool. Yes, I guess. This isn't really what he needed. He needed his throw to cost less, is really what he needed. He's just too power hungry.
Write that down, Brandon, because that is actually
really
maybe
the
main crux of my thoughts
Hold
about
that.
this whole thing argument. So
I wish he had gotten the Omega Red treatment and gotten a medium move, but maybe I'm in the minority there.
I don't think he needs a medium move. I'm okay with models being slow. And honestly, Venom probably should be slow. But they're not addressing the problem. Like, making him speed medium doesn't fix his problem. His problem is power. His power costs are legacy costs, right? Like, they're based on an old version of the game, which had much more fighting in it. Like, putting him 2 inches further up the board on turn 1 isn't fixing that. Is it a nice change? Yes. Will it make him better? Yes. But it's not relieving the problem. Yeah. There's no reason to ever attack him because all you're going to do is make him better.
Yeah.
And so they just ignore you. You don't do enough on your own because you can't punch through people with 5 attack dice to get enough power to turn his kit on. His kit is too expensive. Viper, +1 stamina on both. Poison Blade does auto poison. Elusive on wild. Assassin's Pistol has pursuit on hit. Sure, this all seems fine.
Yeah, this will be a yes.
Yeah,
I mean, her problem was never that she was a bad model. The problem was that nobody cared about her, so nobody bought her. She was in a pack with a garbage model.
Yeah.
And, like, so it's like, why would you pay $40 to own a model you don't give a fuck about? Like, that was always her problem. I mean, anyone who still currently owns her, cool. Guess what? I bet no one's going to be going out buying Hydra affiliation boxes anytime soon. That's my bet. We can talk about that more later. Yeah, this is a cool change. It probably makes her in line with the game. I don't see anyone playing her. Vision. Here we go, boys. This is the change we've been waiting for 6 years. They're finally going to fix Vision by just giving him defensive stats. Here we go. +1 stamina on both sides. All right, well, so they didn't do that. Surely he's still good, right?
Unkillable.
So my
No one's going to play.
My answer will be, in the context of our yes/no, is it better for the wider game? This is a yes, asterisk, because he just needed so much more. Anything.
Yeah.
Something.
They could have given him 2 health on both sides. Wouldn't have mattered. No one's playing.
Wouldn't have mattered. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not addressing the root cause, and every time I say this, somebody's like, well, it's just a health update. It's like, that's not what this is. There's like 15, 20, 30 characters here that have like potentially well thought out adjustments that fix their kit. He was not one of them. Like, we all know what the problem with Vision is. He's got bad design. He needs to be fixed, and they're just not going to do it. And Vision's such a cool character. Like, There's so much room.
Yep.
Like, they've shown that they know how to make vision good. Look at Shadowcat. Like, just fucking make a 4-point version of Shadowcat.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, moving on. Vulture +1 stamina on both sides. Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
That seems fine. He was just
Sure.
a little fragile.
Sure, yeah, that seems fine, is my exact response.
War Machine +1 on injured side. Empty the clip now just automatically does 2 damage to you for rolling a crit instead of per. Also has a new ability called Reload, active power. 3 power, remove 2 damage once per turn. Yeah, this is solid. This just turns him into a fighting tank.
Yep, this
Go
is
ahead,
a
Josh.
very good change.
Yeah.
It's what he needed
Big
all
thumbs up.
along 3 years ago.
Yep, this is the change that they should have just done many years ago. That was easy to do. It would have been fine. He's still not going to get played, but it's cool. It's now an option. You can now play him and not actively handicap yourself.
Yep.
Warlock +1 on both.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Zach, you got opinions?
It's fine. Like that's fine. He's a very weird, unique model. I think that's fine. He was a little squishy. It's not worse. It's fine. Like I think he's a fine model where he is.
Okay. So moving on now, we have Warriors 3 +1 stamina on injured. Again, I'm very concerned that they're updating very recent releases. Like, this was a month or 2 ago.
2 or 3. But yeah, within this year. This is a yes. It helps them. They were a touch squishy for what they did, so.
Yep.
Okay. Wasp. +1 on both sides. Wasp can now hold assets, tokens while small. Yeah, those all seem good.
Matches with
Definitely
Ant-Man.
behind the curve.
Matches with Ant-Man. So that's good.
Werewolf by Night. Oh, look, they do know how to fix pounce models. Okay, moving on. Stamina
Some of
+1 on
them.
the injured side. Pounce down to 2. Massacre is down to 2 as well. Yeah, it's like this is exactly what Sabretooth needed.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
And it's
Exactly what
no.
Sabretooth needed.
You don't like this?
I think this model is a little pushed now with those changes.
A little pushed or like problematic?
A little push. I would need to play
Okay.
against it, but like this is where like I think it's getting into
Okay.
you're gonna see it just cycled with people
Right, so we're at, like,
because
Webs, then X-Men, then a Gap, then Werewolf, right?
no higher.
No? You think he's up there with like X-Men?
Yeah,
Ooh, interesting.
Don't
But not
worry.
Webs, right? Nobody
Not
touches
Webs.
Webs.
No.
Not Webs.
Don't worry,
Webs
he'll
is
get,
literally on
We're
the
only
moon.
half joking.
Yeah,
he's a prime candidate for Peerless next year. Just write it down now.
yeah.
Okay,
write it
that's
down.
I like that take. That's strong. Okay, and that is going to bring us to, let's see, we got 3 models left. Winter Soldier, +1 stamina on healthy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
They took enough away from him with that 1 attack die he lost that I think that's
Yeah.
fair. Okay, next up we have Winter Soldier 2, Electric Boogaloo. He's got +1 on front, +2 on back. That's a lot of hit points.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem, but if you're going to give 3 hit points to somebody again, he would not have made my top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially somebody with a range 5 attack. Like, you don't really need 3 hit points. You could just play safer. Anyway, it's fine. Yeah, I don't see that being an issue. He'll probably get played more. That's probably good. Wolverine +1 on healthy side.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think he needed that, but whatever. Is that 8 on the front now?
I
He's
kind of want to
8'6"
say he traded it from the front to the back. I believe he was 7'7", and now he's 8'6".
No, he was originally 7'5", then he went to 7, or no, he's 7'5", then he went to 7'6", now he's 8'6".
Okay.
And again, this is the 3rd or 4th X-Men model that's been buffed 4 or 5 times. Like, come on. Meanwhile, Black Dwarf finally got an update. It only took 7 years.
Zach, a quick query. Is this all the character changes?
That's all the character changes, yeah.
So, but Weapon X isn't on here, and Weapon X got changed.
No, he didn't.
He didn't get
No,
changed?
the tactics card got changed.
They forgot.
There's no Weapon X model, yeah.
They forgot his name was Logan, and he's not an X-Men, so he did not
Yeah.
qualify for changes.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about the Weapon X model.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't see him on here.
No,
Okay.
he's a
They updated the affiliation card, right?
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Speed running the tactics cards updates. First, the Black Order now gives power to all characters, not just affiliated, and no longer triggers on grunts. Mothership is now played in the power phase, and you drop all objective tokens. Same with Asteroid M. Are you sure you want to remember? Tokens are now placed on the card, not on the character model. Card gains 2 memory tokens when someone is dazed, up from 1. You will do as I say. Monster now only costs 4. Thank God. Fucking Christ. Like, what are you talking about? There's so many more cards that needed fixed than this, and it's like, why?
That's a very
Like,
funny inclusion compared to the rest that are like
Yeah, it's
meaningful
like,
changes,
oh,
and they're like, that one costs too much.
yeah, fuck. Like 1, 2, like it's 1. It wasn't even like cut it in half. It was 1. Like fucking,
Yeah.
God damn it. Well, these changes make no sense. Spirit of Wakanda replaces the third option. This again, 3-4 years late, but thanks. Didn't they basically ban this card?
They got rid of it. Yeah, they made it impossible.
They made it basically unplayable. Yeah. Okay, Master of the Horseman. You can no longer spend tokens to reroll, and you get the token in the cleanup phase, not the power phase. So
Reroll
all of the
defense
turn 1
dice.
shenanigans. Oh, you just can't reroll.
You can still reroll
Oh.
offense, just not defense.
Okay, that's not as bad. Moving the token to the cleanup phase basically stops all the turn 1 jank.
Yep.
And they tweaked Death, Pestilence, and War. War is now once per turn. Pestilence is costs 3 power, and then Death only costs 2 power.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good touch on Apocalypse, considering they just buffed like all of his characters. So yeah. So let's just do overarching thoughts real quick, and then we'll get into big brain theory stuff. So first, I think we're all still on the side of this update is still better than not having it. Do we agree? Do
Yes.
we disagree?
I agree.
So if we all had to vote, take it or leave it, we're all on the side of take it. We all
Yes.
think that this made the game more interesting, more fun. And so while we probably come off as cynical in a lot of situations, please don't think that we're telling them that we don't want this update. We are appreciative of it.
Yep.
I think the biggest issue is that we have a different experience than the devs, which is pretty obvious because, we're not playing the exact same games against the exact same opponents. And we think that the resources of these updates would have been better spent in different places or on different models. It's just what it is. So, let's go into here. Josh, I feel like you have had something you've been wanting to say about overarching changes.
Okay,
Would
so
you like to address that?
I'm going to summarize. I really feel like we could talk about it at depth, but it is getting late, dear listener. This, in the theme of something we've done in the past before.
Do you want to do this another time? Is it too late for you?
No,
I feel like this is going to be a 30-minute conversation.
No, I'm just
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is I'm just going to throw out kind of what I have to say.
Okay.
It's a couple maybe a paragraph, and then
Okay.
next week we can do a cast and kind of maybe
Fair.
deep dive some of the stuff.
I
Okay.
agree. I think that's a good idea.
Yes, because I have something I want to say it, and then we can elaborate next week.
Okay.
So I'll do a. But what I was going to say is this is this update. I'm very thankful for it. It did a lot for the game. but this feels a little bit like ordering a 10-piece chicken McNugget, and I open it and there's only 8 McNuggets in there, and I feel like I'm missing 2 of them. I think although the health things are interesting, the lack of update to throwing powers is a huge, huge miss in the confines of the greater game, and I'm pretty heavily disappointed that it didn't get addressed, because it will now likely never get addressed. So,
I agree very much in that point. There's also a whole thing I wanted to get into, which I don't think we have time for. We will definitely have an episode next week, assuming that you guys can get some time free. We'll go over Onslaught then. We'll go over my thoughts on this. We'll finish up your thoughts on that. And we'll talk about where the game is going next week. And so thanks for sitting down with me, guys. Sorry we ran a little late. I'm glad we finally got through this big pile of updates.
oh god.
And I'm excited to build a list. I need to get a list together. I've just been messing with Blood Bowl the last 2 or 3 months, so it's hard for me to handle Blood Bowl and also build a new list to get cards printed and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. All right, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed. This has been Brandon.
And Josh.
And Zach.
And you just listened to the newish new news of newsdom to the Re Newsining.
So what are we going to call this thing?
I got it. Okay. Incredible, new, fantastic, astonishing, mighty, original, uncanny, sensational podcast.
I'm just going to put down infamous.